And in the studio with us, a good friend, Kentucky State Police, Trooper John Clark. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, and of course now you guys heading into one of the, I guess, busiest weekends for you guys. Unfortunately, I guess one of the busiest weekends of the year, the 4th of July weekend. What's going on in the world of the Kentucky State Police right now?
Well, we just want everybody to be aware that we're going to be out there the
Yeah.
entire time. This weekend kind of bleeds over into Monday.
Right.
Most people are off on Monday because of the holiday being on Sunday.
Yeah.
So Friday
Right.
through Monday evening,
Right.
Monday through midnight, we'll be out there in force. We're going to be doing a lot of roadblocks,
Yeah.
a lot of saturated patrols in areas that we've had problems, areas where we've had a lot of wrecks.
Right.
We're going to be watching, especially for people that aren't wearing their seat belts,
Right.
people on their phones, people that
Yeah.
are texting, and those type of issues.
Now, real quick, I just like to throw this out there because a lot of people probably know the drill, but some people don't. I mean, like their travel plans are a little bit different. Maybe they're out later going to fireworks show or friends' houses for barbecue and stuff like that. When they're going through a roadblock, if they come up on a roadblock, what's the standard procedure, I guess? Just because some people I haven't been through a roadblock in years. You know, what do they need to do? What do they need to be prepared for, I guess?
The thing that I want to stress to people most is remember that it's the 4th of July or
Right.
any holiday. Remember that.
Right.
And those blue lights that you come up on
Right.
the road, it might not just be a wreck on the side of the road. So
Right.
don't assume you can slow down a little bit and drive through there.
Right.
Because somebody like me might be standing out
right in the
there.
road
So,
there, yeah.
so really use caution, pull up there slowly.
Right.
The three things that we're going to be asking you to provide us is
Okay.
your operator's license,
Right.
the insurance card for that car,
Okay.
and the registration receipt.
Gotcha.
If you can have those kind of handy, might
Right.
be a good idea to today or early tomorrow.
Right.
Dig through your glove box and try and find those things. Just
Yeah.
because people have old dead ones that are laying in there.
I do too. Yeah, I
And
got
that's,
every. Yeah.
that's what causes such a problem when
Yeah.
you're standing there and you're trying to fish through all of it.
Well, and you always get kind of nervous anyway. You're like,
Yeah.
because you're holding the line up and you got blue lights in general, and you just kind of think. So it does. I mean, it does.
I know.
Yeah. So I always say, yeah, get them out now. Throw them up underneath the visor on the passenger side or something, and just ride through the weekend with them there.
That's
kind of
perfect.
thing. Yeah. And nothing to worry about there. And of course, now here's the thing I always like to say too. If let's say let's say Kara and I are going to a barbecue this weekend, I'm going to be the DD for her.
Yes.
I'm driving her car, whose license and registration and everything. I know I need my license, but what
You
do
need
I
your
need?
driver's license.
Okay.
The driver's license for the driver.
Gotcha.
But find the registration receipt and the insurance card that's for that car.
For
because
that car.
That's what we're going to be asking.
Okay, I say that's a key thing too, because a lot of folks
Okay.
kind of get probably tricked up there, and they're packing
Yeah.
around their registration for their car sitting in the parking lot, and they don't need that one. So,
And believe me, we don't
Yeah.
appreciate anything more than seeing and talking to that designated driver.
Right.
If you're going to be the person that goes to the party and has a few drinks,
Yeah.
we understand that happens, especially on
Right.
holidays.
Right.
If you get that designated driver, you're going to have a very nice, pleasant conversation with us, where it would go much the opposite direction if
Right.
you didn't have that designated driver. It'd go a little rough.
and the designated driver is not the least of the drinkers
That's right.
as well.
I
That's
want to stress that
nothing, yeah.
also.
Yeah.
A designated driver means you haven't had anything to drink.
Right.
It does that, and that's something that you designate before you leave home going to
Right.
the party.
Take one for the team, somebody.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's not. Often see people getting a little bit of a bind because at some time during the night they'll try to designate. Ooh. Who's,
Yeah,
who's had the lead
yeah, who
or
had the lead?
whatever?
Okay,
You're
you
going to be
stop.
our.
Yeah.
You stop
So-
now and have
Yeah.
our designated driver, and that's
Right.
just not the way it works.
So just some things to keep in mind there. Also, real quick, like I said, you guys are going to be out on the highways.
Yes.
Interstate 65, of course. I don't say crawling with you guys, but it's good. It's a good thing. I want to see
that's-
that.
We work a lot of wrecks out there,
Yeah.
and that's what we try to base these saturated patrols
What's
on.
I want to ask you this too, and like I said, I mean, you say what you can. I'm not trying to get in, but what's going on up there around Hart County with that stretch of road right there, man? What's happening there?
We've done study after study after study. We've
Yeah.
gotten together with the transportation cabinet, and we've tried to look at different things. There are a number of different things that you can lay some statistics
Right.
over and look at. I think one of the bottom line issues is, and
Yeah.
if you think about it big picture wise,
Yeah.
all the way from Louisville south,
Right.
it's 3 or 4 lanes or more.
Right,
From the state line at Tennessee north all
Right.
the way to about the Barron County line,
Right.
it's 3 lanes.
right.
It bottlenecks in there.
Yeah, I didn't think
All
about
that
that,
traffic comes together in 2 lanes
Right.
for a stretch of a couple of counties,
Right.
and right in the middle of that stretch where it
Yeah.
bottlenecks up and gets congested the most
Right.
is where we're having all those wrecks.
I didn't think about that, but that kind of makes
Yeah.
sense, in a way, because you kind of, your mind, you kind of just flip that switch
Sure.
off and you get in that driving mode.
Because
and,
we
yeah.
can't find one thing
Right.
that's causing all the wrecks.
It's the dirtiest
Wow.
thing though,
You know,
yeah.
It is,
It's
it's
not-
weird.
Yeah, it's
It
not
really is.
all the people are falling asleep. It's not all the people are doing one specific thing
Right.
that's causing the wrecks. It's a
Yeah.
plethora of different things that are causing these accidents,
Yeah.
but they're all kind of happening in the same area.
Right.
And I can't help but connect the dots
Yeah.
between, you know, there's a lot of traffic out there on I-65,
It is.
especially a lot of trucks.
Yeah.
And you get all those forced into a smaller area.
Right. And the speed limit doesn't change either through there, does
No,
it?
it
It's still the same too.
Yes.
So yeah, I was gonna say that, so everybody's still going the same speed.
That's right.
Something to think about, talking with State Trooper John Clark in the studio today, getting you ready for the 4th of July weekend on the safety side of it there. Also, after the 4th, heading into July,
Yes.
you gotta put those cell phones up in the car now, don't you?
Yeah, the texting bill that the state legislature passed, it goes into effect the 15th.
Okay.
And we have a grace period that we're working with,
Right.
the 15th of July through January 1st.
Right.
Starting mid-July, we're going to
Okay.
start issuing courtesy notices for those texting violations.
Okay.
The thing that you need to remember is that grace period is there to get the public used to that law.
Right.
It's also there to get us used to that law.
Same way it was
We're-
when the seatbelt law came out.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to be stopping people and talking to them about it, issuing
Right.
some courtesy notices. We're also going to be meeting with the county attorney's offices locally, the judges, to see what we think about how this thing's going, how
Right.
how they're going to be prosecuted, what's good, what's bad.
Right.
The thing that I'd like for the public to bear in mind is
Yeah.
this bill it's simply illegal to text. You
Right.
don't necessarily have to be driving poorly. We just
Right.
have to see you texting.
Right.
If you're driving bad, if you're weaving from side to side, going the oncoming lane, doing something that we would have normally considered reckless,
Right.
it's not going to stop you from getting a reckless driving ticket
On
if
top, yeah.
your ticket, if you're driving,
Right.
warrants that.
Right.
If we see you driving and we're like, oh my gosh, their driving's horrible,
Right.
and then we discover that you're texting, it doesn't mean that you automatically get a pass because you're going to get that
Courtesy.
courtesy
Right.
notice
Right.
for texting.
You
Right.
get a double whammy going on.
You get the education of the texting bill plus
Plus the
the
regular
implications of your reckless driving.
Now, with that in mind, I was gonna say it's so basically the best thing you can do is like what Oprah says: put the cell phone in the back seat and just leave it alone
That's
until you
right.
get there.
If you think about it, there are
Yeah.
really very few of those calls or texts that you can't wait to
Right.
make.
Right.
And if it is that important that you can't make it,
Pull off the
there
road.
are a lot of parking lots that you can
Yeah.
utilize.
Yeah. So it's not so if you're in the parking lot, you know, if I'm sitting in McDonald's drive-through, I can still check my text. And
Yeah,
everything,
of course,
theoretically.
we're going to
Yeah.
use common sense with
Right,
that. You know,
yeah.
if you're at the drive-through,
Yeah.
if you really need to make that text, we urge you, hit one of those parking spots, put it
Yeah.
in park, then you leave really no doubt for anybody that
Right. And you can take the call too, right? You can still talk on your phone.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
we urge you, if you're going to use your telephone to talk on, use a hands-free device if you can.
I don't think it'll be long before we got to do that anyway. In the car.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Although
yeah.
I have my personal issues with that. It's not really the fact that your hand is occupied.
Yeah.
It's that it's a divided attention task.
Right.
Right.
You're taking part of your attention away from the road
Yeah.
and putting it on that phone call you make.
Right. Good stuff. Hey, that's July. What day does that kick in?
The texting
The
bill?
texting bill.
Mid-July, July 15th.
I want to get you
That's
back
through
on.
January.
Will you come back on before then and talk to me about that to remind everybody? Because
Definitely.
I want to get the word out about that too. Because definitely, because that's gonna affect a lot of people. Let me
Yes,
tell
it
you,
will.
brother, that's gonna affect a lot of people. And this weekend, you guys be safe too out there.
We
'Cause I know
will.
you are
Thank
burning
you.
the roads up there.
Yeah, we got a lot of people out.
Yeah, and got some other big stuff happening. Trooper Island 5K. Coming on and talk about that too, right? We're
Yes,
gonna talk about that.
July 10th.
July 10th, and more details on that at our website, bowlinggreensam.com. John, appreciate it, buddy, as always.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
it safe out there this weekend,
All right.
brother. Appreciate what you guys do, man.
Okay.
They put their life on the line every day, and we need to show them some love and obey the roadways this weekend, 741.
That's perfect.
Excellent, brother. Appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you so much.
So let me stop it. I reported that actually today, too. So.